We've got some fresh
Hey, I'm Luis.
And I'm Luis.
And you are listening to the Content is Profit podcast.
We spent the last 4 years learning the strategies and techniques from some of the top marketers in the world on how to create content that turns into profit.
If you'd like to learn more about how to turn your content into profit, go to contentisprofit.com.
I repeat, contentisprofit.com.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys should go now. Again, we keep saying that the site is about to get updated, and it has not been updated. So,
But you can still drop any questions that you
Yes.
want regarding how to turn your content into profit. And we'll get back to you as soon as possible, ASAP, with one sexy video. I mean, no, maybe not a sexy video, but we'll get back to you with a video.
If you consider guys on hats and beards sexy, definitely.
Yeah. So, Luis Daniel, you came up with the topic for today.
Oh,
We're going
man.
to talk about you just between, I think, this morning and some phone calls that you had throughout the day.
Yes.
You came up with this topic. So, tell everybody what to expect from today's episode and what are they going to learn.
So today we're actually going to be talking about how attaching your content to a social movement can save your business or help you. I went with save because, maybe you're struggling right now.
He is all about that clickbait game,
Yes.
right?
No, not really. But honestly, how can that social movement and attaching your content into that social movement can actually help you?
Yeah, I mean, it might translate to saving their business for some people. Yes, indeed.
Definitely. But
And it can translate for other people to help them grow or, establish them as the leaders in certain places.
yes, I agree. And, before we get started, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure to follow us in all the social medias. Instagram or Facebook is always at BIZBROS Go.
Yep.
You can find us in all the other platforms and everything else at BIZBROS Go. And Content is Profit. So don't forget to subscribe. If you want to leave a review, please feel free. Go ahead, do it. Share with the loved ones. Share with the people that love content. Share with your content creators. This is for you guys, and we would love to receive any feedback that you might have for us. So thank you so much. No so shameless plug.
There we go.
Awesome. All right. So a little backstory. Today I was actually, as we're recording right now, it's about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and I've literally been on a phone call right after another because of this topic. It has been, and this is the reason we decided to talk about this. Obviously, when the episode is released, the situation might have changed, but I think it's really appropriate to bring it to our live audience. And even if you are tuning in months past what, COVID-19 has been kind of hitting the world, I think it's still pretty relevant to talk about social
issues and how
yeah.
you can attach to them, right? Again, we said this on the live stream before we actually started the episode.
Yeah.
As of the moment that we're recording this is very relevant for businesses today as the coronavirus is happening.
Yeah.
But since probably when you're listening this in the podcast platform, it's a few weeks past, hopefully, all the madness and craziness.
Yeah.
But you can still use this, what we're going to talk about today, to position yourself in the market and create a whole identity for your business and resonate with your dream clients.
I love it. So, do you remember the first time we saw the capitalist pig?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm trying to point it. There we go. Boom. I got the sticker right there on my computer. Yeah, definitely. I actually, the first time we saw him, I didn't know he called himself like that.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't, for me personally, it wasn't a shock because, again, me personally, I am not that involved into like social issues and all that stuff. I tend to stay away from all that.
Yeah.
But I do know the power of kind of like controversy that all that has, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I saw him, for me, it was more of a, interesting. What is this all about, right?
Yeah. Why is he doing that?
Yeah,
right?
so can you explain a little bit of why the capital is big? Why is this story, and what is the story that surrounds that topic?
Yes, definitely, 100%. So for those listening and tuning in live right now, if you don't know, we are actually from Venezuela, right? So you probably figured that one out because of our accents.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler alert, we're not from here. Anyways, and at the moment, Venezuela is a country hit by socialism and its political oppression. And there's a reason why we're in this country, wonderful, amazing country. So when I first saw this guy wearing a capitalist pig t-shirt, I was like, what the heck is he talking about? Like, why is he sending out that message? And, living in the States, we've learned, and, I think I've stayed away a little bit too from political conversation, just because it's not what we like, right? We come from a different system, and anyways.
I mean, in Venezuela, all the time there was always so much talk about politics, just because literally life revolved around politics. And I want to clarify this too. The Venezuelan government would talk literally trash about the American government and about capitalism.
Being capitalist.
Yeah,
right?
so they were like, everything is fault of capitalism and blah blah. And so we weren't attached to that, but a lot of people back home grew up thinking that capitalism is evil, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and there's been people that have been indoctrinated into believing that, and we've seen that the fruits and the rewards of a capitalist country. And whatever that means to you. But anyway, so we actually had these conversations with different people, and we tend to see that some people see it as a super negative, some people see it as a super positive. So it's a super polarizing topic, and that's where I want to kind of go, right? So this guy, his name is Steve Larson. He's been a dear friend to us, a coach, right, a mentor. And a couple months ago in this event, he actually walked us through why he made that choice and why he kind of branded himself as a capitalist pig, and he has no shame on it, and that's his message, is because of that topic of polarization, right? So at one point in his life, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit of what he said, he was very insecure about money, right? Like we grew up with all these false beliefs about money.
And I feel I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to say most people have those insecurities too, that they are afraid of talking about money.
We did, right? For the longest time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until we started having those conversations that we actually made some progress, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So by him adopting this personality of the capitalist, or identity, right, of the capitalist pig, he's saying out to his audience, this is what I believe for, this is what I stand for, right? I believe that I can help a ton of people, and the more money I make, I can actually help more people. So he took on that identity, and now his messaging is positioned in a way that creates conversation. So if you are tuning in right now for the first time, if you go back to our latest episode, maybe 2 episodes back, we talk about content conversations and how
that can help your
exactly.
business. I mean, how that can help you, land some new clients. It's all about creating those conversations, and topics like this help you not only create those conversations, but create the conversations with the right people. Because trust me, when you have a polarizing topic like that as your pretty much the front of your business, people are either going to tell you, hey, dude, F off, or they're going to be like, I absolutely love it. So you're going to know real quick if, you're talking to your dream customer or not.
Exactly. So it's funny because in the past 4 years that we've been providing this service, we're not a lot of the clients that we deal with is like, okay, when we talk about the messaging section, it's like, who do you want to serve? Like, who do you want to talk to? It's like everybody. Oh my gosh, that's probably the nightmare, because there's probably a person out there that you consider your dream client, and messaging is a very effective way to filter to that dream client. So Steve, right here, the capital pig, wants to work with a certain type of client that adores money to help and to provide and to make a positive impact in the world.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but as well, capitalism is linked heavily to investing.
Exactly.
So people already come with the mentality that if they invest in something, they're going to get something in return. So therefore, I'm going to invest in Steve's programs and I'm going to get something in return, right? This knowledge or this whatever he's offering at the moment. So super, super smart move. But I want to move forward here, right? We use that to paint the picture of how attaching yourself and your business to a social issue can benefit you in regards to content conversations, you know,
Exactly.
and not only that, but maybe attracting your dream client as well. But now, you said today you had a few conversations in the morning.
Yeah.
And right now, even though I don't know if this will be considered a social issue per se, but
It is definitely a social topic that's
it is
going
a
on.
social topic for sure, which
Yeah.
is the coronavirus, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people has been talking to some businesses and telling them like, how can you, you know, take advantage of this to profit off of this? You hear it
Everywhere.
yeah, you hear it everywhere.
There's a ton of businesses giving their resources for free,
For
right?
free.
Like we personally think, well, I personally think, and you might agree or not agree with me, that giving your resources for free might cripple your business because you are attracting at that moment in time people. What did Myron call them? Freeple people?
Freeple people.
And we understand there is a economic situation happening, but there's always solutions that we can find to figure that one out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree to a certain point, and I disagree at the same time. I know lots of these businesses that are giving their things for free. It is also part of their long-term strategy.
Exactly.
You're getting people involved in your content, in your products.
Yeah.
So let's say this lasts for another 30 days. You get people pretty much, you know, deep diving into your products for 30
Building
days.
the rapport,
building rapport.
Which is a ton of content too that's going out.
Exactly. So then after the whole crisis and the cash flow is moving again, people are going to be like, you know what? I trust this person. I'm going to keep buying from them. So I think it's a strategy.
I say keep an eye, right? If you're listening to this live, right, and you've actually opted into one of these promotions, mark my word, as soon as this is over, you are going to receive an offer from those people.
I think you're still going to receive an offer even before the 30 days and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's building rapport. Although I do think, even though they're building rapport, because this is the issue that I see. I think a lot of people have a hard time distinguishing between they want to help me and they're doing it because of their business. But
that's a really good point.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, like a business is meant to help people. So yes, you got the strategies going on, but the purpose is to actually help, you know? So I think a lot of people's having those problems, kind of like separating those or, you know, thinking of those two terms in
separate, yeah.
So I think that's a big issue. And that's why coronavirus is like it's an important topic right now with what's everything going on for businesses.
So with that preface, right? Let's dive into what happened with these calls, right?
20 minutes later.
20 minutes later, yeah. SpongeBob, where are you? Anyways, so yesterday, right, I'm on my social media, like I'm engaging with people, I'm having my social conversations and or content conversations, right? And I get this story from a fellow business owner here, like local business owner. He has a fairly big business, well, medium-sized business-ish on the agency side. And I remember him like just like literally super organic content story, like, hey, I'm going through all the applications that businesses have to follow through, you know, to kind of help their business and help pay their payroll and finding all these solutions, right? So and guess what? Right, tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm actually gonna be doing a webinar where I'm gonna walk you guys through what I discovered and kind of like help you navigate if you're having these issues, right? And I'm like, holy smokes, that's great, because me myself as a business owner, I've been going through those forms as well, and I would like somebody to walk me through it, right? And this is before we actually had the conversation with our tax strategist, which was the second call that we had today. So I tuned in this morning, 9 a.m. and this guy is doing a wonderful like walkthrough of like everything that they've been doing in their inside of their business to prepare for this and kind of, you know, answering some questions the best way he can. This lasted about 30 to 40 minutes. And right after, when he's answering those questions, he goes, hey guys, by the way, and full disclosure here, I loved that he did this. I absolutely love that he did this, because I was like, my marketer mind was like, what is he going to be doing? Like, why? Like, this is not his field, you know? So, and he's like, hey guys, by the way, before I start answering all these questions, we normally have this like live presentation like every week in our office where we help different businesses, you know, with their messaging and their marketing. And today, unfortunately, because of social distancing, we are not able to do this, but we opened the webinar completely free for the entire audience. Like we have 100 spots and I think they're running out. So I'm going to drop the link right here. And if you guys feel like messaging and this is an important issue for you on how to market your business right now in these hard moments, feel free to join. It's completely free. And then he went ahead and answered all those questions. Freaking brilliant move.
Standing ovation.
Standing ovation. As a marketer, I think that was one of the most beautifully placed plugs ever. And guess what? This guy, I'm not going to say his name because obviously I don't have his permission to share his name, but that was amazing. And what happens is that he builds such a big rapport in the first 30 to 40 minutes with all the information that he's sharing of things that he's doing in his own business to save his staff. And then he's like, guys, I know that you guys, my audience is small businesses.
Yeah.
I'm here to help with your messaging, with his actual business.
Yeah, of course.
What do you think?
I mean, I think is brilliant. He's using the situation. I think saying he's using the situation sounds kind of negative. I think he's just, again, attaching himself, his business. He's a business owner that he's probably going through some things, with his payroll, whatever, people that work for him.
And I truly believe that he's providing a really good solution to small businesses right now.
I mean, whether you go into his masterclass after or not, he gave so much value, and he taught people how to fill this application and how to get these grants, loans, whatever. So I think it's brilliant. Again, he's like, hey, if you want further help, this is what I do. I prepare a masterclass that goes more in depth on how I can help you besides getting a grant and a loan, right? Like maybe your business might need some marketing help, and that's what I'm here to solve for you, right? So I think it's brilliant. He's using he's attaching himself to the situation. So it's just, again, it's creating content that is going to lead to conversations. As simple as that.
Yeah, I love it. So after that, right, yesterday, before that, I saw a piece of content from our tax strategist, right, which we've been in talks with her for a long time. It's like, hey, you need to publish. Like, you have so much useful information that people need to know about. Yeah. We need to create that safety net of content so people, like, if they find you, they actually start reaching out and consuming your content and learning about you. I know to that time, for X reasons, like, she was not able to do it. But then she released a very cool video on how to fill out the $10,000 application. So I was actually going through the application and I got all confused, even though it's super simple. But I saw her video. It helped me solve my problem right there. I was able to submit my stuff. And then I saw this guy doing this. So I immediately sent out a voicemail. I'm like, hey, you need to actually go do something like this because you are a specialist. This is exactly what you do. So I feel like you need to you need to reach out to your audience, which are business owners too, and help them out. Yeah. Right?
Well, didn't she say that she's actually been getting like a big influx of traffic?
Exactly. So after, like, she posted 2 videos. It was the same video on Facebook videos and on YouTube. And I think on Facebook, it grabbed a lot of traction. I think within one afternoon, she had 1,800 views.
Wow.
And then on YouTube, it was a little bit less, but it was around 300. And one of the comments, funny enough, inside of the YouTube account was, I can't believe my accountant cannot tell me these things. I need to switch. So there we go. Frictionless sale, right? Anyways, so we hop on this call, and the purpose was like, okay, like, there's a lot of people there that need, obviously, your help while you need your services. How can we manage this where you can still provide a ton of value, help a lot of people, because that's the purpose number one. But at the same time, as a business, you need to be collecting that information because those are people that might need your solution later on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, they might need your solution right now too. Some of them, So, again, you gotta. This is gonna sound a little bad, but I think, and I listened to this on a Think Different Theory episode with Liz Benny, actually, that she's saying
Love
that
it.
we need to be okay with saying capitalize on the situation because we know capitalize. And right now, in this moment, comes from a place of serving, right? Like when we're capitalizing from this situation, is because we're giving back and we're solving a problem. So I think she needs to be okay with the idea that she can capitalize from this situation.
Exactly.
And all that traffic that's coming, she needs to ask herself, okay, how can I bring them into my business? Whether that is lead magnet, you know.
So my question to you, do you think this is a completely ethical thing to do right now?
Yeah, 100%. I think it depends on how you use it, of course. You know, like, for example, people like these two stories that you just mentioned, I think they're doing it the right way.
Yes.
Because they're giving, you know, honestly, they were giving without expecting anything in return. But at the same time, they know they have a business and they need to collect either their information or they might need to sell something to someone that they know is going to help them in their business.
Yeah.
So I think it's totally ethical in that way. Can it be used in an unethical way? 100%. Yeah.
So, you know, as a business, right, if you're operating like on that ethical realm, like you have a solution for somebody. Like somebody needs what you offer right now and they're also willing to pay, right? So what we sat down and we did with Carlota, like we jumped on a quick call with like, okay, how can we like strategize this so you can help people and at the same time help your business because you have a ton of staff that they need to eat like in the next 2 months. So we actually like laid out about a week-long strategy of different value videos and how to collect that information to further help them maybe on a call with like, hey, because there's people that need direction on how to fill these forms. So we ended up creating a whole new offer, a whole new product out of these videos that she's actually going to start promoting in the next couple of days. So content up front to create these content conversations, help and provide a ton of value with actual solutions. These are not teasers. These are actually walkthroughs, right? For about 4 days. And then these are packaged into one mini course that then if people want access to those videos, then there's a price, but it's not thousands of dollars, guys.
I think this might be a little tangent. I think so. But there's a big community of the digital nomads or the people that have been working from their home way before coronavirus, right? So they know how it all works in the digital space in regards to these offers, you know, the lead magnets. And now there's so many people in their house that they're not used to any of that, and they're coming into this world where
they exposed,
they see people, hey, I'm willing to share this information with you in exchange for your email address, and eventually I'm gonna try to sell you something, which is 100% normal in the digital space, right? Like, I mean,
it happens all the time. Yeah,
I think the stat was like, in the next few years, the online education industry is gonna be like billions per day, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So all these people are being exposed to this new world, so they are thinking, wow, they are willing to help me just for exchange of money in these times of hardship. This is a scam. This is as unethical as it can be. When it's just something different from them. This has been done for years and years and years, and it's totally ethical.
But not just only on the digital space. I mean, think about it, right? Like if you go to a gym, what's the first thing that they offer?
Yeah, free class.
A free class.
Yeah.
And they exchange it not for your email. They exchange it for your time, which is way more valuable than your email.
Yeah.
For a full hour and stuff like that. So think about it. Like it's the environment, right? Or think about an ice cream shop, right? You walk in and you're trying to decide what to do. What do they offer?
Yeah, they give you
They give you a free
thingies,
sample in exchange of more of your free time, in exchange of an opportunity to present an offer.
I mean, just the medium changed, right? It went from real world in a store, like with people, to the online world, which also, I mean, how many stories you haven't heard about online scams and all that stuff. So people probably are coming into this new world for them, and they're like, whoa, you know, they had their defenses all the way up. They're like, whoa, who's going to scam me? Who's not a scammer? You know, who's legit? Who's actually willing to help me right now?
Exactly.
So is it a sensible topic? Yes, 100%. Can it be ethical or unethical? 100%. I think it depends on how the businesses, you know, that are offering these solutions and this help to people are using those strategies.
I think, you know, part of it too is like people fear what they don't know, right?
Oh, definitely.
I was actually seeing an ad the other day about masterclass, and one of the astronauts, he's actually teaching an astronaut one of these masterclass. And one of the things that he talks about is like fear comes from things that you don't know. So as an astronaut, right, you're going out into the space And the reason they're not fearful is because they literally studied everything, and they're like, they know everything to the point that they can actually put it on one sheet of paper. And I thought that was super interesting, because especially now, everybody transitioning to like the real world, into the digital world, where we have now these massive conference calls, massive classes, schools are, jumping into the digital world. What was the stat about, platforms like Zoom or something, like their membership base just like went up like 10, 15,
I mean, they
20%.
had millions of downloads because of the situation.
Exactly.
I mean,
so now they're being exposed to this world where people but is easier to hide, right? There's people that are hiding behind screens, and you're not dealing with a real person like face to face. So it's hard to get to that trust factor.
yeah, no, of course. I mean, it comes back what you're saying, the fear of the unknown, right? It's a new world for them. It's unknown. They don't know what they're stepping into. They don't know how people deal with each other in that medium. Who to trust, who's a good influence, who's a bad influence in there.
So how do you see, and I have an answer in my head, but how do you see, how can you fight that as a business right now, that you're like,
what do you mean fight?
Like the unknown, like if somebody coming in and like they don't trust you right away, what's a really good way to start building that rapport with them?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I think you need to make sure you're talking to the right people. Because again, going back to attaching to social issues like the capitalist pig.
Yeah.
I mean, his message is so strong at first that you're going to know if you're talking to the right person or not.
It's a really good filter, yeah.
So, and then it comes back to providing value up front, and it's okay to ask for an email address for something so you can reach back to them.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to that, to provide value, one day after another, and be active, be consistent, become top of mind for them throughout this whole situation. So after everything is done, or during the situation, if they are like, okay, I need more help, I need to invest, this is the person I'm trusting right now, because look at everything they've done for me, without me even ask them. So yeah, I think
content, right? Like that. I think that's the answer I was looking for.
Yeah.
You said it, providing value. And
you provide value through content.
Exactly. You probably assumed it was content, but for those listening, right? Like, we call it the safety net effect, right? It's like, hey, people are gonna find you somehow. They're gonna get to you. They're gonna consume some of your content. But if you're not present there, then they're probably not gonna trust you.
People binge watch Instagram profiles the same way they binge watch Netflix. I don't know. Tell me if you have ever discovered a profile and you're like, oh, interesting. I wonder who this person is. And all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, an hour later, you are like halfway through their profile, like 200 posts in, and you're like, whoa.
You're besties now.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, I feel like I know this person so much. And that is the importance of being consistent. And that safety net effect is that people that don't know you are going to land in your profile, and they're going to want to know who you are, what you're all about, if you're trustworthy.
Yep.
And your content has to show exactly that.
Yeah, I'm sure to everybody listening, you've experienced something like that on any social profile at some point in your life. And you probably became like a follower at some point of some people, right? Because you had that base of safety net content that creates those points of contact, those valuable points of contact, because at the end of the day, your content is making a sale, not maybe not at first for money, but a sale for time. Just like an ice cream shop gives you that little sample of ice cream or frozen yogurt, which are delicious. They're asking you to stay a second longer in the shop, so then you can make a purchase.
Yeah, I mean, the longer you manage to keep people with you, whether it is in your profile or if it's a physical store inside your store, the more trust you're gonna get, and therefore you're gonna be able to make that sale. And going back to the digital world, that's the example of webinars. That's why there are so many webinars out there, and you see them all the time, and you say, people, join my masterclass or join my webinar. It's because usually webinars last about an hour. They provide value. They keep you for about an hour long in their platform with them, giving you value, building trust, and then they are that good selling too, They're going to sell something, and it's going to convert because now you
spend some time with them.
Yeah, you gain people trust.
Exactly. I love it. All right. So we are running out of time, guys. For today's topic, I think I loved it. I think this is one of my favorite topics because of the polarizing factor, and we're living it right now. And we get it. There's a ton of people, that are in so much need, but there's also a lot of businesses that are in need, and they're ready to provide a solution for you. And hopefully there's a middle ground that everybody can meet, right?
Yeah.
And make this a really cool relationship. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever about content, about how to turn that content into profit, like these two examples that we did today go to contentisprofit.com and drop us your number one question.
Yeah, that's right. We'll reach back to you with one sexy video and we'll answer that question.
Yes.
Again, sexy meaning in our hats and our headphones and just talking.
Yeah. All right, guys. So if you're listening, please do not forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave us a review. Go find us. Follow us at BIZBROS in Instagram.
Yeah, if you want to support Content is Profit, just share it.
Share it with the people you love, the business owners, the people that love content just as much as we do. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe. We love you.
See you on the next one.